Sometimes police officers are full of prejudice when they see someone who has a different skin color than them. Today, we are watching encounters between these types of cops and people who know how to defend themselves. Let's go to the video. While this woman was driving on her boss's property, she never imagined that she would have a panic attack. It all began when these cops approached her, claiming that they needed to identify her to ensure she wasn't trespassing. Given that the woman hadn't done anything illegal, she refused to identify herself, aware that constitutional law protects her in this regard. However, cops wouldn't be cops if they didn't take it one step further. This time, they claimed to be in the middle of an investigation and stated that the woman would be arrested if she impeded their investigation. Of course, given that no crime had been committed, it was unclear what they were investigating. One female officer even physically escalated the situation by opening the driver's door and attempting to forcibly remove the woman from the car. Great, now she will be able to sue them for battery, not only violating her civil rights.
I just saw you pull back over here. Any reason why you back over here? Any ID or anything on you? Well, I mean, it's all fine and dandy what you're telling me, but, I mean, you know, it just kind of looks suspicious that you pulled out here in the middle of a field.
Hello?
Technically, you could be trespassing.
Hey, find out email.
Well, I don't know that. How do I know that?
Email.
Go ahead, just step out of the car.
Okay.
Just step out of the vehicle.
Let go of me.
Step out.
Let go of me. I will. Please let
All I've asked you for is your ID so we can make sure that you're not trespassing. And step out of the car.
Okay, don't drag me out.
Then get out of the car.
I will if you will let me. If you will release my arm.
Get out of the car.
If you will release my arm.
Ryan, you get over there?
Yeah, she's refusing to come out of the car.
Because you're grabbing my arm very tightly.
You ready?
Okay, now hang
You're
on.
grabbing my
Hang
arm
on.
very
Let her
tightly.
go. She ain't going nowhere now. Look.
Let me go.
Okay.
And
Now-
I'll get the out.
Okay. Step back and
Don't
let her
start.
ID right
Okay.
there.
Step
Okay,
out.
it
Now step
sure
out
is.
of, okay, now
And
step
you're
out
not
of the car.
getting it because I know I haven't did anything
Okay, well
wrong.
step out of the car.
Okay.
How many times have I asked you not?
Please, let go of me. What are you doing?
And obstruct our investigation. Okay? And resisted while we were trying to get you out of the car. Okay?
However, even though the officers knew the woman had done nothing wrong, they handcuffed her. Confused and frightened, she found herself arrested simply for defending her civil rights. The cops then had to justify their misconduct and claim they were searching for someone in the area who had escaped. But what happened to the initial accusation of trespassing? Suddenly, they seem to have forgotten all about it, presenting an entirely new rationale for their actions.
I'm just looking.
Why am I handcuffed? I'm not in trouble.
Right now you just being...
I know my rights.
Alright, listen.
I know I ain't did wrong.
Alright, right now you're just being detained. Then we saying you're under arrest. You're over here in this area looking for somebody. Alright?
No, it ain't me.
No, it ain't you.
Okay,
Alright?
so
Hold
what
on a
it is?
second. Let me finish. Alright? He came over here to talk to you to find out if you knew anything about what was going on.
I just said I did it.
Right. Okay. And that's fine. We're going to do our thing, and then we're probably going to cut you loose, okay?
I just want to make sure she's clear. She is.
All right. Go ahead and stand up. We're going to get you a handcuff.
Okay, but all that did over there was unnecessary. I was talking to you, and I would have got out the car if you told me.
And did I not let you get out of the car on your own? No, hang on.
I hear you.
We're trying to give you a hard time, okay?
No, that was, and I want her name.
Unfortunately, the woman was too shaken by everything that had happened to avoid a panic attack. She lost her breath and started breathing heavily, struggling to regain it. At this point, the cops really realized they were in trouble. However, their egos were too large to offer an apology. Instead, they conspired among themselves to find anything in the woman's car for which they could issue a ticket. The female officer went to search for anything incriminating about this woman without a warrant, of course. To their dismay, they found absolutely nothing.
Well, go ahead and...
Okay.
Is she going to write it or you going to write it?
I don't have anything to write it with. If she's got her computer,
Yeah,
I
go
have
ahead and
to write
see.
and put me as a witness.
Okay, that's fine.
Hold on, please. Can you stitch her a ticket for RDO to CYA? You have a printer? Anybody? I don't care who writes it, but the CYA, both of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree because,
All right, you put me down as a witness or whatever you need to do.
yeah, absolutely.
Like, at least some piece of paper.
They're trying to get.
Shortly afterward, their supervisor arrived and began speaking with the woman, who was crying in the car, still overwhelmed by the ordeal. The supervisor recognized that his officers had erred and offered the woman his business card, encouraging her to contact him to file a complaint against the police at her convenience. However, the most astonishing part was the female officer's conviction that she had acted correctly, clueless as to why anyone would fault her actions. Well, totally not, because she almost broke a woman's arm trying to force her out of her car illegally and then searched her vehicle without any warrant or permission. Strange that anyone wants to complain, isn't it?
You said she didn't eat. I saw you throw up. Are you sure you're okay? Was it just stress that caused that?
So, all that was unnecessary.
Well, here's the deal. This is her name and badge number, okay?
Great.
Okay? This is my name, my badge number, and my telephone number, okay? She works directly for me. Are you wanting to file a formal complaint against her right now? Because I'm going to tell you what the process is for this. If you want to bear with me, I'm going to kneel down with you right here, okay? So come down, write a formal statement for me. So text me, let me know when you're coming down. All right? Is this what you're saying right here?
That right there and that right there.
Okay, I'll snap a photo of that real quick, okay?
What all did y'all explain to her? What all did y'all say?
Well, first I explained to
That's
her.
about.
She's perfectly fine. However, she does want to make. She's upset, unfortunately, at bail than anybody else.
And how she was removed from the vehicle.
This lady really has.
You know what's worse than anything? The potential real reason for the cops' mistreatment of this woman could have been her skin color. These officers, upon seeing someone who had a different color skin than them, might have unjustly associated her with negative stereotypes. In reality, she was just arriving at her boss's property, ready to start her workday. After they committed so many mistakes and showed not even a hint of remorse, I hope they all faced consequences for their actions. Public servants shouldn't behave in such a manner.
Came home there, right?
Yeah, talked to her. I gave her my information, your information, told her to come see me
So
tomorrow, and we'll write it all down.
She's fine now. She's calm. She just wants to go. So I've got her keys. I'm going to give her her keys and let her go.
Okay. Jelana, let me see your hand real quick, not with the phone in it. Sorry. Lay it out for me. No, don't fist it like you won't fight me. Come on. All right, hold on. Got a little bit of shadow. Don't move. We're saying these two right here? Okay. Okay, let me take a look at you real quick. Could you stand up for me real quick? I'm just going to get a full frontal shot, all right? Here are your car keys. Do you need anything else from me, ma'am? I know it's a little stressful, but you're sure you're...
A man came to the animal shelter to pick up his dog when a police officer informed him that he couldn't do that because the dog needed to see the vet. However, shouldn't that decision be up to the dog's owner? Since when do police officers concern themselves with the health of other people's pets? Naturally, this explanation made little sense, so the female officer provided a more convincing reason. This time, she claimed that this dog was crucial to solving a crime and that she could issue a warrant to keep the dog. She even went a step further by kicking the man out of the shelter despite him having every right to be there. I mean, since when do cops think they can restrict someone's freedom of movement like this? Realizing he wouldn't have a rational conversation with this officer, the man requested to speak to her supervisor. She replied that she was the supervisor, which doesn't mean there's no one above her, right?
Am I being interrogated?
You're free to leave at any time you want. You're free to walk.
I need my dog.
Well, you're not getting your dog today.
And why is that?
Because the dog needs seen by our veterinary team because he has an ear infection.
First and foremost, it is not your dog to say what needs to be happening, right? Because I can take my dog to go get checked out.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I'm seizing the dog as evidence in a crime. I'm going to go get a search warrant, which means you're not getting the dog back.
Okay, as long as you know, let me inform you of something, right? Because you're not allowed to retaliate against me for nothing, right? You just retaliated, and I'm telling you right now that you're being recorded.
Okay.
I know.
Have a nice day.
I'll be back. You're being recorded. I'm glad you just said that on camera. You're being recorded. Matter of fact, no. Where's your supervisor?
I am.
No, who's above you? Somebody's above you.
There's nobody here above me.
I didn't ask you that. I said, who is your supervisor?
They're not here.
Okay. Who is your
I'm the
supervisor?
assistant director of the shelter. They're not here. You're going to have to come back Monday when they're here.
Oh, you can't call them?
They're off. I'm not calling them on their day off.
I'm not asking you. I could call them.
Okay.
I can call them. And what's your issue, sir? Okay. I just asked you, what's your issue?
We also
So you don't have no issue then?
since I've asked.
Because you don't look like you're working right now. File my complaints on.
That'd be Fry at Far Walk.
Oh, I got you. Don't worry about that. Where my complaints get filed? Here.
Leave.
I asked you where do my complaints get filed?
Can you call the police?
Yeah, they can call them. Please, I got you recorded.
She didn't expect to encounter a man who was a law expert compared to her, so she decided to call the police. Of course, her approach didn't work there either because she made a false statement about the man, portraying him as a threat. In reality, he was just a man who wanted to pick up his dog from the shelter. For some reason, despite him not doing anything wrong, this female officer took a dislike to him. Who knows? Perhaps this time the reason was his skin color.
My name is Joseph J. You can tell him my name. My name is Joseph J. J-A-Y. Like I said, I recorded all this. You just got on the phone and made a false report to the police.
I'm asking you to leave our building right now.
You have, and I asked you to call the police.
Black man. No.
You're being recorded, so you can lie to him all you want, ma'am. Finally got y'all. Finally got y'all.
He's in a black jacket, has like a white...
I am waiting on the police. I am waiting on them.
It wasn't long before the backup cops arrived. An argument ensued between them and the man in front of the animal shelter. Turned out that the cops had illegally taken the man's dog to the shelter, and for some reason, they didn't want to give it back to him. One of the cops even told the man that his dog would be taken away for urgent care because of its injured ear. However, these officers weren't veterinarians. They were public servants, a fact they seemed to have forgotten. On the other hand, the dog's owner already possessed all the necessary medication to treat his dog. When the cops realized they were losing the argument, they attempted to turn the situation to their advantage, a common tactic. At a loss for what to say next, they started demanding the man's ID. One officer even claimed they needed to identify the man because they didn't recognize him. Why they needed to know his identity was unclear. Seems like someone has forgotten the essence of the Fourth Amendment.
Because I don't like nothing to be said, so can't nobody say they didn't say it. Go ahead.
It's all recorded right here. We
Bro,
have the body cameras on.
please don't do that, bro.
You
know, I
body
deal with this all the
cameras.
time. You know how much body camera footage has been lost?
No, not a lot. Trust me.
For me.
So anyway, they're going to take your dog, and
I don't want them to take my dog. I can get my dog. I can go get my dog's ear taken out. I got medication for my dog.
look, they're going to deal with it since
It's not their dog. They can't keep my dog.
They came and took the dog, so
Illegally.
Okay.
Illegally, bro. I want to press charges. No, I want to file charges on her. She called y'all under false pretenses. She made a false report. She defamed me. She said I was being threatening. And like I said, I recorded everything. She's on recorded. Y'all seen what she did, and y'all seen why she said what she said. I have it recorded. Period. So I'm pressing charges on her. Facts. I'm pressing charges.
That's fine. You have every right.
That's a false report she made.
You have every right
She
to do
said threatening and belligerent. That's a lie. I have everything recorded, and I just showed y'all.
that. All right. I have no problem with any of that. So, do me a favor. Can I have your license so I can get your information, and then I'll file a report, and then everything will be documented?
Bro, my name is Joseph J.
Can you have an ID?
That's my name is Joseph J, sir. I do not need an
J-A-Y?
ID. Yes, sir. You can look me up. Everybody knows me.
I don't know.
Now, I'm pressing charges on her. I want to file charges. What are we doing? I don't have to go down now. Y'all are right here, right now. I showed y'all the report. Y'all right here. Thank you. That's fine. I'm recording everything, bro. That's fine. That's called selective prosecution, bro.
What's your first name?
I don't have to do nothing. That's just happened. She called y'all here. That's why y'all here.
What's
So
your first
therefore,
name?
Joseph.
J-O-S.
What's your name and badge number, sir?
4638.
Thank you.
And what's your
Jay.
And what's your address?
Uh,
All right. What's your dog's name?
DEX.
Another mistake the newcomers made upon their arrival was not asking the man for his side of the story. They only considered the narrative provided by the female officer who had briefed them over the phone. Of course, they intended to investigate thoroughly and consider both sides of the story, but that's where the problem with the police lies. They tend to support each other in wrongful acts and even cover up each other's mistakes. Naturally, bad cops are not likely to acknowledge their colleague's error and take the side of the citizen. Instead, they attempted yet again to make their version of events seem plausible. Now they claim that someone had witnessed the man mistreating the dog, leading to reports to the animal shelter and subsequent removal of the dog. When it comes to inflated egos, once cops start down a problematic path, they find it difficult to stop. They even went as far as to threaten the man with arrest for trespassing if he attempted to return. So what about the dog? What do you think about this situation?
So Dex was down at the.
Don't ask me no questions. You ask her.
Okay.
She did that. She gave you what she gave you. That's it. Go for that. I'm going to go do what I'm supposed to do, right?
Yep.
Y'all refuse. I just said what I was attacked by this lady. She called y'all here under false pretenses. That, and you're saying, what you're telling me right now is, that's good. That's what you're telling me. She can do that. She can call y'all with a false report.
You're free to leave whenever you'd like, sir.
That's not what I asked.
So here's the whole thing. Here's the bottom line. They have your dog. They seize your dog. They are the Animal Humane Society, the animal police. They confiscated the dog for right now to get the dog
illegally
because of your neglect.
First and foremost. Okay, like I said,
listen,
because nobody here witnessed me neglecting my dog.
Well, other people did at the homeless camp.
How can they?
They did. So here's the bottom line. You are not permitted on this property. If you come back on this property, you will be arrested.
First and foremost, can't nobody run unless it's do a citation or a judge. Can nobody do nothing unless it's do a citation or a judge?
Okay.
That's not true.
Okay. Well, you gave me the orders. Y'all gave me your orders. That's fine.
I advise you that you're not permitted back here.
So how am I supposed to get my dog then?
They will make arrangements to get your dog back.
We'll have to contact.
No, that's fine. Anything else? I need your name and badge number, sir.
Michael Burns, 3432.
Thank you, sir. I don't know about that, but appreciate y'all.
Alrighty. You want the report number?
I would appreciate it, sir.
All right, hold on.
This time, a cop gave himself the right to detain a man because he was filming and taking pictures of cars in the parking lot. The officer argued that he had the authority to detain someone for suspicious activity. However, this cop overlooked a few critical points. Firstly, he forgot that as a law enforcement officer, he has no authority over someone until that individual breaks the law, which this man clearly hasn't done. Secondly, filming a car in a parking lot is not a suspicious activity, but rather an activity protected by constitutional law. The fact that the cop had an issue with this is a completely different matter. The man explained to the officer that he was a public photographer working independently, yet the officer still insisted that the man must have had some strange motive for taking pictures of the cars.
At this point, I am detaining you.
For what reason?
Well, you're either dictating to somebody about you going outside of the parking lot to take pictures.
No, I was talking to you. I said if they're still coming out to talk to me, tell them I'll be out in the parking lot.
I want
where
some
the cars are parked.
identification.
I don't have any.
You don't have anything? Did you
No.
drive here?
I did.
Okay, how do you drive a motor vehicle without your license?
Because my license is on my car.
Okay, so your license is in your car now?
Yes.
So if we get out there, you can produce your identification.
For what crime?
Oh, I didn't say you committed a crime.
So if I haven't committed a crime, why am I detained?
Because you don't have to commit a crime for me to stop somebody and ask for identification.
So that means I'm not detained.
What you need to do later is you need to confer with an attorney or whatever, because I have the right to detain somebody for suspicious activity, and that's what you're doing.
Did you
reason to believe?
Did you read the DHS memo that was sent out in 2010 and then revised in 2018? You can't use suspicion as a reason to detain a public photographer if I haven't committed a crime.
You're a public photographer, and I ask you who you work for, and you said you don't work for anybody.
I work for
so
myself.
Yourself.
And
then you wouldn't explain why you're taking videos and pictures.
I don't have to have a reason to do public photography. Is this a sergeant here, or
no? That is.
Okay. Well, do you understand public photography?
Then a few more cops arrived to support their colleague. This action speaks volumes about them. They aren't individuals wielding power, they are merely the police, who are incapable of handling a single man on their own, so they feel the need to band together. The new cop believed they had the right to know the identity of the man they were interacting with. Yes, but that's only applicable if the individual has committed a crime.
That he has no reason to detain me here for public photography?
We have a right to know who we're dealing with.
If I've committed a crime, I haven't
committed. Do you want to identify yourself? You're in a public building taking photos.
I'm in a public, exactly. I don't have to identify myself.
We're trying to figure out who you are, what you need the pictures for.
For what reason? I haven't committed a crime. Are y'all going to question this man? He's done nothing wrong.
I know
we will question him if he does the same actions.
So are you saying I committed a crime?
I'm not saying that.
So then why are we talking?
Because I'm trying to determine what your purpose is.
I've told y'all I'm a public
I
photographer.
told you it's
I'm
a
taking,
public building, but we're responsible. That's why there's security.
and I went
That's
through
why I'm
security
here.
and I checked through
That's why these
security.
gentlemen are here.
I've went through security and I've
But
checked
I've
through
detained
security.
people that have come through there also to investigate why, what they're doing at this point. This day and age, okay, with the violence that's being committed, and you're creating pictures and videos of everybody.
That's every
here, and then
officer's
you're gonna go out to the parking
story
lot
plot
and
this
take
day and age.
pictures
I haven't
of
committed a
vehicles.
crime. I've done nothing wrong. I've committed no crime.
But
How is
usually the
it?
people that do that, I didn't say you committed a crime.
So now you're categorizing me with people. I've done nothing.
No, I'm not categorizing.
But you just say usually the people. I've done nothing wrong, so you can't categorize
No, I
me.
said people in general that come to this.
It seems that this police officer was very bored at work, so he decided to stop a man who was adhering to traffic regulations. The officer claimed the man was caught on a speeding radar. To add credibility to his story, the cop alleged that the man had overtaken all other vehicles in the left lane, which was untrue. The man maintained that he was in the middle lane the entire time, and realizing the officer was fabricating reasons to fault him, requested to call a supervisor. However, this rookie cop believed he was above the law, thinking he had the authority to decide whether or not to call a supervisor. Clearly, he has much to learn if he wishes to continue in this profession. The cop then persisted in demanding the man leave and even threatened to arrest him if he didn't comply. This cop failed to understand that a traffic violation isn't the same as a crime, and that, at most, he could only issue a speeding ticket, nothing more.
What's your name and badge number, please? Bay 14134, your license and insurance. And what method did you use to record me and me only? Say again? What method did you use to record me and me only? Radar. License and insurance. And you do have it back there, and it was calibrated within the last 60 days? Yes, sir. And you were trained? And insurance. And you were trained within the last 60 days? Yes, sir. License and insurance. Interesting. And it was just me? Yes, sir. You're passing everybody in the left lane. I wasn't in the left lane. I could see you. I wasn't in the left lane. License and insurance. I wasn't in the left lane. License and insurance. I wasn't in the left lane. License and insurance. I wasn't in the left lane. License and insurance. I was not in the left lane. You just told me I was in the left lane and I was not in the left lane. I'm not asking. I was in the middle lane. I was in the middle lane. License and insurance. Sir, you just said I was in the left lane, did you not? License and insurance. So you're not going to repeat it? License and insurance. I can ask for a supervisor behind me. You were in the left lane. I was not. License and insurance. I can ask for a supervisor. Yeah, and then you have to get one. License and insurance. I like to speak to a supervisor. No. License and insurance. It's your policy. It's not. It is. License and insurance. I've looked it up already. License and insurance. I'd like to speak with a supervisor. License and insurance. I'd like to speak with a supervisor. Are you failing to ID? It's not a crime. There's not a crime. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, there was a primary crime. Speeding is a...